Hey there, and welcome. Have you ever noticed how the English verb get seems to change its meaning in almost every single sentence? It's like a shapeshifter. Well, you are definitely not alone. In this explainer, we are going to nail down get and help you master what is easily one of the most flexible words in the entire English language. For a lot of people learning English, get is just the most confusing verb out there. And it's really easy to see why, right? Especially when you start adding little words after it to create phrasal verbs, it can feel like all the rules just go out the window. But I promise you, there is a pattern to the madness.
So that's our goal today. We're going to untangle this mess. We're going to tackle 10 of the most common get phrasal verbs. But here's the trick. We're going to group them into 3 really clear categories. By the end of this, you'll see exactly how they all fit together. Okay, let's start with something we can all relate to, our social lives. This first group of verbs is all about how we use get to talk about building and maintaining our connections with other people.
First up, get along with. This one's pretty simple. It just means you have a good, friendly relationship with someone. There's no drama, no conflict, just good vibes. It's really the foundation of any good friendship or even a good working relationship.
And here's a perfect real-world example. When you hear this sentence, you know immediately that the relationship is going well. It's smooth, it's positive, they just click. All right, next in our social group is get together. Now, this is all about the action of actually meeting up with people. It's less about how you feel about them and more about the simple act of gathering in the same place. I mean, you've probably said this or heard this 1,000 times, right? It's just a casual, friendly invitation to meet up. So think of it this way. Get along is the feeling and get together is the action. Simple as that. Okay, so we've covered connecting with others. Now let's switch gears and look at how we talk about dealing with life's challenges. This next batch of get phrasal verbs is all about resilience. Facing difficulties and making it through them. So let's talk about get by. The key thing to remember with this one is that it means you have just enough to survive. You're not exactly thriving, you're not living in luxury, but you're managing. You're making ends meet even when things are tight. And this example really hits home. It paints a super clear picture of that struggle to manage with a limited amount of money. And of course, sometimes those kinds of struggles can get you down. When something gets you down, it means it's having a negative impact on your mood. It's like an outside force that's pulling your spirits low. Here, it's the weather that's causing the sadness. And this is a really common way to talk about how things that are totally out of our control can affect the way we feel inside. Oh, this one's a little bit mischievous. When you get away with something, it means you did something wrong and you managed to escape the punishment or the consequences that you probably deserved. Think about this classic classroom scenario. The student did something wrong, right? Cheating. And their goal was to not get caught. What's interesting is that get away with can talk about the attempt, whether you actually succeed or not. Okay, now this is a really important one because these two sound so similar, but there's a key difference. Think of it like this. You get through something while it's happening, like you have to get through a really tough week of exams. But you get over something after it's finished, like getting over a bad breakup. So one is during the struggle, the other is recovering after. That's the key. All right, we're on to our final category. Let's look at the get phrasal verbs that we use all the time for those simple, everyday actions that just make up our daily routines. This is probably the first get phrasal verb that anyone learning English ever comes across. Get up. It's just the simple act of rising, usually from your bed to start the day. Yep, a super straightforward example of a daily habit. That little word up gives you the whole story. It's about a clear direction, from down to up. We all do it every day. Now this one is all about removal. When you have something that you just don't want or need anymore, the action you take to make it disappear is getting rid of it.
And this is a perfect practical example. It's all about decluttering your space, simplifying your life by just removing the stuff you don't need.
And our last one is fantastic because it's almost always positive. When you get to do something, it means you've been given a special chance or a privilege to do it. It's not something you have to do. It's an opportunity you enjoy. See the positive feeling in that sentence? It's not I have to travel. It's I get to travel. The person sees it as a perk, a really cool part of their job. It's all about that awesome opportunity. And here you have it. Your entire Get phrasal verb toolkit all on one slide. From connecting with people using get along, to tackling problems with get by and get through, all the way to our daily routines with get up and get rid of, this is a great one to pause on. Maybe even grab a screenshot for a quick review later. So we've broken it all down. Now the real question isn't just about knowing what these mean, it's about actually using them. So take a look at the day ahead of you and think, which one of these will you get to use? Thanks for joining me.